You are listening to a Reverie original podcast. Please download the Reverie app to get the best in queer film, TV series, music, and podcasts. Stream out loud.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Podcast of Color, where 4 trash bags of color come together to make sense of the world. I am Katrina Kasprinsky.
Not Katrina Kasprinsky.
We're back.
Of the West Coast Kasprinskys.
No, darling, we said last week. I'm from the upper society.
Oh.
You are from, as they say, the ghetto.
Oh, I'm from the ghetto.
The ghetto.
And that's why I was working the wedding like you, right? In your ballet vest.
No, that is racist because...
Is it racist if we're the same race?
Ask Tadrick Hall.
Oh,
who are y'all?
I'm nervous.
Can we not?
I'm Renee, and John is as free as the wind in this beach. Were you gonna say that?
I was going to say hi.
Okay, sorry. Go. Pretend I didn't say it. Go. Say it.
Hi, my name is John, and I am Brooke Extravaganza, and I'm as free as this wind that is blowing out on this beach.
She still got that voice, though.
Wow, drag my voice. I can't help my voice.
That's the
My
the
throat.
quote.
Are we thrushy shaming? Are we voice shaming?
Let's not.
I'm Renee, and I'm as free as a bussy flapping in the wind.
Bussy in the wind. Doves in the wind. Bussy in the wind.
Oh, I got it.
Is it my turn? Is it the most important person's turn
Oh,
now?
also
Yeah,
we-
so my name is Rakeem, and I'm glad to be here.
Oh, well, good for you. Congrats. Now get back to work. Today
I will snatch this.
you'll snatch it.
I'll snatch
We're here together now.
bitch, I know.
Okay.
Just so the listeners
So there's
know,
consequences to our
Lay down
words.
your weapon.
Just so the listeners know, we're all together in the studio today because
We're
we
all
all
in this together.
We live
first
on
time.
the Instagram.
Uh,
Okay, so anyway, it's my turn. I'm Baze, and today I am a top.
Oh, because of earlier at the beach? Is that why?
Wow, can we not?
Damn, girl, you gonna just be like, damn, I'm a top, and that's all I have to say about the subject.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are you reading?
Thank
Are
you.
you reading the comments?
Are there any There's waving. There's lots of waving. Thank you very much for waving to us all.
So
you
the
all.
question of
Did you see
color,
mine?
the question of color this week is gonna be, what is the biggest favor you have done for a friend, or what is the biggest favor a friend has done for you? So, John.
Oh my lord. I've done lots of favors for lots of people and didn't get paid for that.
Oh.
Ooh.
We're not
Actually-
talking about sexual favors.
Oh wait, we have to cancel out sexual favors because that was going to be my
Yes.
answer. Okay.
You're the biggest favor you've ever done for a friend is sexual.
Yeah, but I guess I can't say that one. Oh.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
When we were talking about doing this,
I really didn't
that
even
is
think that. My mind didn't even go there. The fact.
Do you
The
know
ghetto.
the
Woo,
ghetto.
child, the ghetto.
The ghetto.
Let's see. Okay, so a friend and I went out to we went out bar hopping, and I told her, please don't lose me, and that we're gonna go home together. And then so she finds this like random during meat market and gives me the biggest puppy eyes, and I'm like, okay, but you have an hour, right? So I let her go with this rando for an hour. I'm waiting in my car. It's now 3 a.m. I don't hear from my friend. Nothing. It's 4 a.m. So I'm calling, and I'm like really scared. So I was like, what do I do? And this is back when I was living out in the Inland Empire. So I was like, I can't just leave her.
Where
'cause
were
this
y'all? You were in West
we were in
Hollywood?
West Hollywood.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, I can't. This is before Uber and Lyft. So
Ooh,
I was
girl.
like, I can't. I just did I age
The ghetto.
The old
Did I-
age. The old age.
The
I
ghetto.
aged myself, and so I ended up sleeping in my car. And then next thing I knew, I woke up and she was knocking on my car window and was like trying to tell me sorry. And I was like, "Get in the car. I'm not talking to you for an hour." But
At what time? What time did she show up?
The sun was out. I'd probably say like 7 a.m.
Oh, hell no.
I know.
That's fucked up.
But it was a favor.
But it was a favor.
Because I wanted her to get hers, you know?
Yeah.
Wow. You always think about other people getting theirs.
I
Thank
want
you.
to support people's hoe activities.
Thank you. So supportive.
Wait, did you say thank you?
She has supported my own slut activities.
I think I'm just moving forward.
Said me.
So back to me. I think the biggest favor I guess I've ever done for a friend is get them out of jail.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How'd
And
you
have
do
them
that?
released into. Well, I actually had my mom help me because my mom was like the figure that could take her, because she was over 18 but she was still really young. So it was one of my good friends, and there's really not much to it. She just called me in the middle of the night and was like, I'm in jail because she stole someone's iPhone, and they used the Find My iPhone to track her down and beat her ass. So then she got jumped, and then the cops came and arrested her.
And you said,
not
Mom,
funny.
can you help me pick up my friend from jail?
Yeah, and my mom knew her, so she did it.
Okay.
But yeah,
Did your mom give her a scolding?
No.
No.
She just was. I mean, she cried, and it was her first time ever being arrested, and so yeah.
Her first?
Yeah.
Of
many?
Oh, actually, I don't really talk to her that much anymore, so I don't know if there's been any arrests since. But
You're like, oh, that bitch probably in jail.
I don't think that. But yeah, so yeah, it was a mess. It was a really mess. And she was getting her life together. It was really sad. Yeah.
Wow, that's a big favor.
Yeah.
All right. Rakeem?
So mine would be so again, this isn't really a friend, but we got a hotel room, and I went to go spend the night, and there were poppers inhaled, and
Well, we're doing drugs now. My word.
never mind, I'm not gonna make that joke. Anyways, so they're all looking at me like, bitch.
Fenty
We
ways.
want to know the tea.
So he does poppers, and then he starts coughing for
Oh no.
20 minutes, and is like, okay, well, go to bed, it'll be fine. I wake up at 3:00 in the morning, still coughing, and there's throw up all in the toilet.
No.
So then I take him to
Well, you said you're at his house, right?
No, we went to we got a hotel
Oh,
room.
right. Okay, got it. Sorry.
Then I went to I drove him to CVS at 3:00 in the morning or whatever. And granted, I have the job interview for the job I have now the next day at 10:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I drive him to CVS. We get some cough medicine. Still didn't work. Then I drove him to Kaiser, checked him into the ER, waited with him, told him that he was my partner, and all of this stuff because I was like, if I say that we were hooking up, they wouldn't help us this fast. So I was like, oh, this is my boyfriend, and he's really just not doing well and whatever. And so I ended up going out and kind of yelling at a nurse, being like, what the fuck? Because he was turning blue and he wasn't breathing.
Jesus.
Oh shit.
And so I'm freaking out, and then someone finally comes in, and then they give him an IV, and then he's fine. And then I took him back to his place, and then he ended up kind of dumping me for my friend of mine now.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, the person is your friend now, or they were your friend at the time?
The person that he dumped me for is a friend of mine now.
Ooh. Oof.
But I
As
didn't.
Renee would say.
But we didn't know that though until we started becoming friends and talking about exes and
Are they
stuff.
still oh, but that's an ex now.
Yeah, this their ex.
Oh,
yeah.
good. Okay. Oof.
Yeah. So
Wow.
fuck these niggas.
Wait, can I ask Dr. Kagandahan what happened in that situation? How would
Nurse?
poppers make you Nurse Kagandahan? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How would poppers make you sick like that?
Registered
What's happening?
nurse, actually.
Do you know?
Oh, I know what happened. Maybe this might help.
Explain it.
He had a lot of weed, and they said the weed and the poppers didn't mix together, so that's what they said.
What?
Oh.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Is that a
Jesus
thing?
Christ.
Dang.
I mean,
What would
it cause some nausea, I'm sure.
And you can't poppers. You also can't mix with Viagra.
Correct.
So people out there,
Really?
please be careful with
I
me.
did not know all of that.
Be careful out there.
Be careful with me.
Well, it's
My
a,
heart is like a fragile label with a label on it. A package with a, I don't know. Okay, moving
So the
on.
M
Wow, the party gang jumped out.
I know. Wait, no, my heart is like a package with a fragile label on it. No,
Gemini.
I don't know. It's something.
My heart is a popper bottle. Okay.
My heart is a popper bottle.
No.
No.
I want you to sniff it.
Do you know what
Inhale
brand?
it.
Sniff my heart, bitch.
Raheem, what brand
That
of,
was deep. You didn't have to go
what
that
brand
deep.
of poppers were they?
The cheap kind of the ghetto at that time. So not the kind that I get now.
Oh, what kind do you get now?
Like $35-$40 ones.
What's the name?
I get like the Rush, like the most expensive
The
Rush
platinum,
one.
the
And
black
then-
label.
Yeah. But then someone also gave me these like all natural poppers.
Oh, we love organic poppers.
Yeah. So
Come
I have a
through.
few different. They're in my bag if you want to see.
Yeah,
them.
let me see
Organique.
it.
Yeah.
Organique.
So I'm gonna say mine.
Okay.
If that's okay with
Yeah.
everyone.
No.
No.
Okay, just kidding. So I've had my friends. I'm gonna say what have my friends have done for me. But I've had friends do a lot of things, like a lot of huge things. Mostly like give me a place to stay. But oh shit, that was hella loud.
Yeah, she
That was
screamed.
really loud.
Octaves. Octaves.
But I will say one that's a little more lighthearted, which is like one time I was with my friend and she had just gotten back from the Bay and she had like some special weed or whatever that she had snuck onto the plane in her pussy.
Oh.
But it was like it was some like
We love a pussy pocket.
but it was some like really special stuff.
I guess.
Apparently it was like really intense stuff. And then so we were smoking and then she made me like, she was like, okay, I really want you to feel it. So smoke a lot. And I did like a dumbass. And we were at this bar and we ran into this guy that she had been talking to that she was flirting with for a while.
Mm.
And then I saw her like kind of like the spark between them and them like hitting it off again. And I was like, oh, this is so sweet. And then as I'm watching them flirt and like her like kind of beam because she's so happy, the edges of my vision like slowly started getting brighter and brighter.
His edges.
Up until like my edges were gone. But like really get brighter and brighter until like I couldn't see anything at all. Like, and I turned to Sarah. I could kind of see her still, and I was like, Sarah. Oh shit! I just said her name on the. Well, I didn't say her last name, so it's okay.
Yeah, there's
It's
so
okay.
many Sarahs. It's a popular
Yeah,
name.
yeah. But I was like, Sarah. She's like, yeah, and she was looking at me like, why are you interrupting me? I'm talking to my
Cock
man.
blocking.
And I was like, I'm going blind. And she was like, really, Renee? And I was like, yes, please help me. And then, so,
Sarah, my edges are gone.
and then she started walking me out and I tried to be like super slick, but I tripped over one of those like, chairs because I was really going back and she like walked me all the way home and stuff. Yeah, it
that's
was.
nice.
Wow.
Did she get
Yeah.
the guy's number before she walked you home?
I don't think so. We just
Oh, wow.
straight
She
up
was
left.
just
I
kidding.
know.
That
I know.
is a good
That
friend.
is
It is a good friend,
Great
yeah.
friend.
I would have been like, just hold on for 5 seconds and then just.
Was he white?
Fries before guys. No, she's not into.
Damn,
She's not into white guys.
Then
Sorry.
damn.
Ooh, an original woman.
What do you mean? Sorry.
Sarah, if you're listening, thank you. You're a
The
great
fuck?
friend. Happy Memorial Day for supporting our troop Renee.
Oh my god. Did everyone go?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, moving right along, we'll be back with minutes of color. Hello, and welcome to minutes of color.
Is your thirsty okay?
It's self lubricating.
Yes, it's in the midst of being lubricated
That's
right
the
now.
sound it
That's
makes.
exactly as it. Yeah.
You know when you go into like one of those car washes, you put your card into, and then you just go in, and then it quickly washes. That's what your thirsty looks like when it's relubing itself.
Oh,
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Rakim.
Dr. Rakim,
Yes.
thank
Yeah.
you.
If you watch Tangerine, you get a really good scene about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
They need to. Oprah needs to have you on her show.
Oh, rich. My
Yeah.
pussy just trembled.
Does Roxy ever get scared when you go through the drive-through like that? The car wash? No. Oh. Okay.
He's like, why would you?
Don't bring her into this.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So, anyways, the world, not really the world, the internet, the interwebs are on fire. Positively on fire because one Nicki Minaj is reported to be dating one Eminem.
Marshall Mathers?
Marshall Mathers. The
Roman.
very same.
Roman.
Right, man.
The one whose mom's spaghetti.
They'll lock you away.
I just want to see her be Roman and him like interacting, like just shouting at each other.
In bed.
Yes. Give me that dick!
Fuck me, Slim Shady.
Take your medication, Roman.
Shut up. You guys are gross.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Renee, do another one.
No,
Please.
No,
Why do you always do this? You're entertaining.
The
Continue.
accents jump out.
I have performance anxiety.
Yeah. So apparently, TMZ.
It's so stupid.
Because it would be a man.
It was a man.
I mean, honestly,
A man.
TMZ has reported that Minaj is actually not dating Eminem, and that it was all one big joke.
Oh,
I'm glad.
Yeah.
That was an emotional roller coaster.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you serious?
Yeah, she put it out on
Wait,
Twitter.
are you disappointed that she's not?
Yeah.
No, I'm relieved
Oh.
because I was just like, wow.
Because we were like, get out.
Remember in Barbie Teens where she just goes, but something just bagged a white guy. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like,
Oh.
and I was like, oh, this is like confirming it.
Yeah, I thought she had just seen Serena Williams and was like, that's what I need to do,
But
but made a
Eminem-
grave mistake.
Eminem looks like he's so bad at sex. I saw 8 Mile, and it didn't look like
His
it was,
lip injections are going away.
Wait, he got lip injection?
Girl, of course. You see those? His face is so surgeried up.
Surgery.
I just thought because he was old and white.
No, it's. I mean, but the way he's aging is like somebody who has had.
He looks
plastic
like the
surgery.
mom from John and Kate plus 8. Kate Gosselin. He kind of looks like
Wow.
that.
Renee.
What?
I'm gonna regret saying this, but did anyone see his cover on Playgirl?
No,
What?
There was.
I'm acting.
Is this something that we want to?
I mean, I was.
Are
just
you
gonna,
really going to claim this, sis?
I was just gonna say it wasn't that bad.
Girl, we tried to help you.
I didn't look. I was trying to stop you.
No, I want to look. Let's see.
I
Wait,
mean,
was it Playgirl?
I
or was
don't.
it-
I don't even care.
I don't.
forgot-
Yeah,
I have zero
He's
interest
not.
in it.
He's not sexually arousing to me.
You know
whatsoever.
what? I can't judge and say that he never was. I definitely used to
When
read.
he first came out,
I
when he
used
first
to
came
read.
out,
I used to read adultfiction.net,
No.
and I used to read stories about original characters fucking Eminem.
Oh.
No,
Was it this?
It lasted for a very short period of time.
When is he covering his
Let me see.
penis with
Show
a stick
me.
of
With the
dynamite?
candle? Yeah.
Show
Yeah.
me. Oh,
yeah,
yeah. He just
I
looks
don't
like
know.
a twink, early 2000s twink.
That's fine.
Oh, you're right. He does.
What's that gay porn
but you were
company
into.
that...
We were all into Twinks back then.
I was into
Who
that.
is we?
Who is... Girl.
Twinks were a thing. Twinks were a thing.
For who?
For
To you.
To me. Exactly.
Twinks are the thing, you know.
Oh, we're in the... What is it called? The age of the twink?
Oh yes, we are. I actually didn't even read that.
Are
What
we
was
in the
that
age of the
about?
twink?
Okay,
we?
did you see that article that was about age of the twink? And it was...
I saw it and I like completely passed it by.
Yeah,
I didn't even
I was
read
like,
it.
I'm
what was
not
it
going to-
about?
It was wild because it was talking about like how twinks like aren't even gay people now. Like twinks can be like any skinny like
Straight person?
straight person like that. And I was like,
Or-
that's not
Not what twink is.
that's like not how that works. But gay people straight people love to appropriate our terms. And so I wonder if a black gay person came up with twink or is that from a white person?
I'm sure a black person came up with it. If it's commonly used, the black person probably came up
If
with
any
it.
of our listeners know what came first, the chicken or the egg, the twink,
The twink or the twonk.
the
The
twink
twink or the twonk. Well, the twonk definitely came after twink.
Yeah, and that was definitely
true.
made by a white gay.
Oh my god, that was, and it was. I actually sent. I
You're
feel
like, that's corny as hell.
I feel like I remember when that came about. Like I remember, like
Twinks?
I felt like that was no
Twonk.
twonk. I felt like that was like the early 2010s. I remember seeing like some this guy made me watch a YouTube video with Kyle Krieger in it. What? It was on his YouTube channel.
Okay.
What? And it was about it. It was a joke. It was like them like joking and laughing and doing like a whole acting scene. That's not stirring the pot. It was did he put this on YouTube? Is it still on there? Well, it might not be. I don't know.
I haven't seen it.
The point is, I had to watch this video, and it was about them like, I'm a twonk.
I had to watch this video.
Right.
I was actually forced to watch it.
Oh.
Yeah.
at gunpoint.
They said
At gunpoint.
They said I'm decapitated now. Watch the video.
Yes. It was like click click. But yeah, so I remember, I feel like it was around that area, like the early 2010s.
I wish it would die. Like
I don't really hear people say it.
there were a lot.
I don't either. Twink?
Yeah.
I don't really
I've
hear
seen
that.
it on Twitter.com.
Oh, I also don't really have like a whole lot of white friends, so I think that might affect that as well.
But I don't either.
Okay,
Huh?
I'm just saying that I think
was that?
that was not in relation
oh my God,
to you.
some water. I want some water.
don't. Oh my God.
But do you see how he's like, but I don't feel dragged, but yet he takes offense to everything that I say, even if it's nothing to do
No,
with
I'm
him.
laughing at what Renee said.
Mm.
I mean, not laughing. He said,
So is it the age of the twink?
Is it? Are we
do
in
y'all
the
like
age of this?
Twinks?
No.
No.
You know what?
I mean, you know what?
I
I'm not going
can-
to discriminate. I don't
Yeah.
discriminate
I
based on body.
can from time to time. I'm rarely like attracted to skinny guys, but like it has happened. There's times when it happened.
I don't think I've ever, and I don't have any interest in that.
You know, skinny guys.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
I
never
don't
have
tasted
the
it.
biggest dicks.
Oh,
Some of them, yeah, some of them, like, wow.
A lot of them be having the biggest dicks.
Some of them, honestly, like, wow.
Eminem.
He might.
John, let it go, sis.
He's really trying to defend his position. He is adamant that we find him attractive.
It's my white, and I want it now.
That's funny coming from you.
Oh,
I'm nervous. Okay, so...
So what we were talking about twonks and
Yes.
yeah. So,
is this the age of the twink? Just a quick yes or no.
is this the age of the twink? That's one secret I'll never tell.
Oh,
XOXO, Basie girl,
Twinkie girl,
Twinkie girl.
I would say no.
twirl.
I'm gonna say no.
But I kind of think it is.
I'm going to say it's the age of self-love. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Really, I would like to say that is too, but it's really like the age of like the like lightly muscled, like vaguely brown white guy, or maybe like the like light enough Latino guy with brown hair and like the brown beard and like sleeves.
a man.
Oh,
So you're saying it's the age of the ambiguously ethnic,
yeah,
Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram
the
gays.
dark white.
the dark white,
Dark.
the Ariana Grande white. Is
Oh my God! Speaking of, did you ever listen to that snippet that she put of that song with her and Nicki Minaj?
I haven't listened to it. Is it good?
Oh yeah, I wonder if I can put it. 'Cause
No,
she-
you definitely can't play it on.
Well, she put it on her Twitter.
Does that mean you can play
I don't
it?
think that.
Okay,
how
so
that
you're like,
works.
we don't have the clearance.
no.
Yeah, we
I mean,
don't.
that is her song.
okay.
So I think maybe the rules are a little bit different for her. Like I think, yeah.
But the point is, it's good, yeah?
Is it good?
it's good.
Okay,
It's
I need
very
to check
good.
it
Is
out.
it a bop?
It sounds like a better version of Barbie Tings.
Oh, okay. That's what I want. Actually, sort of like Barbie Tings, but I wanted more from Nicki.
Wait,
So
it's Ariana Grande featuring Nicki Minaj, or Nicki Minaj featuring Ariana Grande?
Ariana Grande featuring Nicki Minaj.
Oh, wow.
they're
Yeah.
like best friends. They were like tweeting each other, like, "Oh my god, sis, see you in the studio. Oh my god, girl, yeah."
I feel like they eat each other out. I don't know why.
Wow.
No, I think Nicki needs a thicker girl.
I bet.
Well,
Ariana Grande is picking it up. She's picking it up.
I know that's true.
She's loving, she's living. She's picking it up.
Yeah.
Ariana's a twink.
She is.
Oh my god, she is.
She is the yes with
Twink, get some in here, make some noise.
and then she came out with the bottom
The bottom bop
anthem
Exactly.
of the year.
And we
Troy Sivan did that.
Oh my
no.
god!
I'm kidding.
You know, I was dead. He said like
I'm
I saw this
kidding.
article that was like I don't want to be a legend. I don't want to be a gay legend, and I was like, who said that?
Who said that?
I still haven't heard it, and that's actually no shade. I just don't know who. Like I know of him, but I never listened to any of his music.
So you didn't hear Bloom?
Mm-mm. Oh, I did. You had me listen to
Right.
it.
So
At gunpoint.
wow.
At gunpoint.
Click.
I said you had me. I didn't say you made me. I almost said made me, but I switched it around.
Thank you, babe.
Of course.
Do we think? What do we think about these? What is it called?
The Age of Twinks?
The self-appointed bottom bop of the year.
I
He
don't know.
called it that.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it sounds like.
I don't remember what it sounds like either, and I'm one of the biggest bottoms around.
Oh.
Also, I feel like
John said, hold on, bitch.
also I feel like with kind of like with Born This Way, you can't really assign a song like its meaning or what it's meant for. Like bottoms will reach out themselves.
Exactly.
They
The bottom community. will
Bottoms
reach out
have
to you.
agency to choose their own bops. So
Yes, we love a top ally. Thank you, Renee, for speaking up for
A
us.
top. Wait.
An accomplice.
Oh, a top.
a verse-esque.
A verse
ally.
esque. Okay, thank you.
Verse-ish.
Verse-ish.
The bottom
That's my new show.
on ABC.
Verse-ish.
As the head of the bottom delegation, we will be sending you flowers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do I get flowers as well?
No, because you didn't defend us.
Wait.
You're a top?
Rakeem he threw the first fleet bottle at Stonewall. he's our main accomplice. Thank you, Rakeem.
You're welcome.
I thought it was Ariana.
You're right.
She said, faggots, let me hear you make some noise, and then they threw bricks.
Wow.
We're gonna
get
rang the bell. She rang the bell.
Oh shit.
She rang the bell.
She rang the bell. And didn't she start the one in San Francisco that happened even earlier too, in 1967? Remember there was one in San Francisco? Yeah. She's always been ahead of the game.
Look at this history jumping out.
We love Ariana Grande at Podcast of Color.
Oh.
Yes.
Come on the show, sis.
Yes, please come on the show, Ariana. I know we're a small little podcast here at Podcast of Color, but
we truly have no more tears left to cry.
We have no more tears left to cry.
Girl, help! We need the view.
You know, it really, like, when I heard that song, I was just like, wow, like, it really captured that moment where, like, he's just dick you down so much that you really, all the tears have dried on your face and you have no more left to give.
And then you look in the mirror and you're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Yeah, you're just like, wow, like, I'm really getting plunged right now. and you kind of dissociate a little bit.
Oh my god.
You dissociate.
You just stare at one point in the ceiling. And you just
I have done. Have a Renee. You're like, I think I'm going blind.
You're stupid.
My edges.
Fuck me so good, my edges fell off.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. That's real.
Your edges.
That's real. If you don't have a scarf on, the pillows can fuck your hair up. For us black folks.
You get fucked in a scarf?
A do-rag.
Sometimes, yeah. No, I don't wear a scarf. I wear it's like a do-rag, but it's like has like a band on it.
It's like your sex do-rag.
It's like a skull cap.
Yes.
And sometimes I rock
it. Head cap.
It gives me the trade look.
Wow.
Actually. Yeah.
While also being useful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly. Wow. While also protecting my hair. So for all my blacks out there, all my niggers.
In the whole
all my niggers in the whole wide world. Yeah, definitely protect. They say protect your heart, but protect your edges. That's the real.
But Beyonce's coming, so it's hard.
It is hard. She's not releasing an album. I've just chosen to accept that. It's not happening.
This is rough.
I mean, I want it to happen, and I still there's still a small part of me that just believes there can be miracles.
You know
if you believe.
You know what it is? I think that she's listening to the show and she's just waiting for John to say he bought lemonade before she releases the next one.
Okay. It's John's fault. This makes sense.
This is totally John's fault.
I'm so sorry. You know, it is Pride season. I'll go buy it.
Because it's Pride season?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we also established a couple weeks ago that David was kind of... I just said David. Because I was reading this. Because John was kind of...
Who's David?
Hit personally by Lemonade.
Oh, he was.
That is true.
Oh, yes. Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for remembering that.
She was dragged by that.
I was re-triggered.
But speaking of Ariana Grande, did y'all see...
Great segue.
Did y'all see the story about her dating Pete Davidson?
From SNL, yeah.
Yes.
And then...
Shut up, Bruno.
What? You did kind of give him like a look.
What look?
I don't know.
I said yes, and he said, of course.
Yeah. I just looked. I thought he looked at you like he didn't believe that you actually knew what he was talking about.
No, I looked at you like, please don't start dragging right now.
I'm not.
So she's dating a guy from SNL.
Yeah, and I guess there was like trolling because they were saying since he has BPD,
bipolar disorder,
that the relationship was not going to be stable.
Trash.
Yeah, I saw that. Someone was like, "Oh, like her relationship." She said that she broke up with Mac Miller because it was unstable. Then she got with a guy with bipolar disorder. Like, how is that stable?
Right.
And I was just like, "Do you know how that works?"
Right.
So wait, I don't understand. He has disclosed to the public that he has BPD and
right.
Oh, I thought
He's
like
very open about his mental
Oh,
illness.
Yeah.
I see. I thought I was like, why would somebody expose him like that?
No, he's been talking about it for a while because he just has that and like depression and stuff.
Yeah, he has depression. Apparently, he had some issues with substances, and he's been very open about it for a reason because he wants like the stigma to kind of go away. But then like things like this come up where like instead of people looking at it and being like, oh, like that's something that somebody's going through, they actually stigmatize it and like try to drag him for it.
Yeah.
So he came.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I know, it's fucked up. And he came out and he was like, I just want y'all to know, like, yes, I have this and like I'm open about it, and I don't normally respond to this stuff, but I want y'all to know like my love life is perfectly fine, and like you can have one of these disorders or be neurodivergent and still have healthy relationships. So
I actually have a friend. So we were actually John, Renee, and
A friend.
and me and a friend were, and a few friends actually were all out to dinner the other night, and this friend who does have bipolar disorder spoke about, like, actually brought this up to us. And she was like, you know, honestly, you know, she's had a lot of up and downs. She's had like a lot of like mess up things happen to her. And she was like, I actually feel, she finally feels like she's in a stable place. Like she, you know, she's going to school. She has a man. And she seems like she feels like she's doing well. And she looks great. And she was like, honestly feel like I'm sometimes more stable than people who don't have to deal with like severe mental illness, because I have to be so conscious of my mental illness. So I have to be like constantly aware of where my emotions are throughout the day.
wow.
So yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
real. Yeah. Shit.
And also just there was this one moment.
No.
Oh my God! No,
No.
say it. No, say it. Say it. Say it.
Okay, there
Say it.
was
But
one-
just trigger warning.
Yes,
Trigger warning.
so trigger warning.
ideation.
Yes, trigger warning. Suicide mention. It was like a group of us talking about mental health issues, and we were talking about like mental health growth. And one of my friends was like,
Oh, no.
I was like, how are you doing? And they were like, oh well, I only think about killing myself once a week. And another friend was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, she was so positive.
We were dying.
Yeah, it was so sweet. She was like,
Because-
oh my God, that's great.
Because it actually is.
Yeah.
Like, to go
Yeah,
from
it was
like
great.
thinking about killing yourself once a day to going to thinking about it once a week, and like consistently seeing a therapist and taking care of your mental health is
And
super
there-
important.
right.
So that is great. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead, Renee.
And they had mentioned, because of a lot of things going on, there's like a lot of progress.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And they've started seeing their therapist maybe once a month now, so they don't have to go
Yeah.
as often. So
Because they're doing
there's
better.
growth,
They're
right.
learning. Because the point of a therapist is that they give you the tools to not need them anymore.
right.
Exactly.
So yeah.
All right.
So there's some Black Panther rumors.
Ooh.
All
The
right.
strength of the Black Panther may be back. May not be stripped quite away.
Eh,
Wait, what was that, Ricky?
Ewe.
Anyway,
That's Renee's last name. Ewe.
Yeah, stupid.
So there are rumors. There are rumors going on, and that one of the rumors is that not Michael B. Jordan, Donald Glover might be playing a villain in the next Black Panther. So, how do we feel about that? This is Wakanda.
No.
No, stop it.
Wait. No, we will not have it.
We will
We will not have it.
We will not have
We will not have it. I think that this is great news.
Okay, all my Nigerians, please flood his mentions and DMs.
No, this is not okay, because I am being nice to you, and you are going to come in my mention when I do not ask for this. You will not have it. I think that this is good for Wakanda and the world.
This is why Africans don't like Black Americans, because of moments like this.
A
Moment like this.
Some people drag a lifetime.
Yes. What was the song you sang before?
What was I saying?
No, it was like something, and then Dream My Balls.
Oh my
Oh
God.
no.
I'm gonna do that. I'll do that surprise one later.
Okay. Yeah, because I already kind of like went. Yeah, okay.
I think it's interesting to see him in a different light, because he always plays either like
Simba.
like.
We haven't even seen him in that yet.
But the character he plays are like the human versions of Simba.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
can see
okay, well,
that.
maybe not.
I've not seen Atlanta, so I don't know
I'm
how
sorry.
he is in
Oh,
Atlanta.
that's true. I haven't seen Atlanta yet, so I can't describe. But I only really know him from Community, his
I
stand-up
love
comedy,
Community so much.
and so he's always like the comedic relief. So it'd be interesting to look at him at like the villain and like I don't know.
Well, he was kind of ambiguous in terms of like what kind of person he was in Spider-Man: Homecoming. He played.
That's true.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Can you explain it to me? I am Confucian.
Well, you saw that he was like, wasn't he like doing something illegal, and like Spider-Man was stopping him from doing something illegal that he was doing to help his nephew.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he's clearly his reasons for what he's doing is right, but he's doing the wrong thing to make those things happen. So it's like ambiguous as to what kind of person he actually is.
Oh, I think that he's going to be a different person than that's one in the.
No, definitely. I'm just saying that.
Oh,
I'm saying in terms of so we're still doing this. Good. I think what I'm saying is how he plays the characters is what I'm talking about, not necessarily the specific character.
Okay.
But none of us have seen Solo yet, so we can.
I probably won't until it's on TV.
Oh.
With their ambiguous,
with his
sexually ambiguous, his pansexuality.
Damn.
They were like, ooh, like they saw the Janelle Monáe come out, and they were like, ooh, pansexual, yes.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
I
like,
still want
pink is my favorite part.
I still want him to be fucked by a droid, and I stand by that statement.
What?
What is with this droid? Are you what?
So what's next?
Are you an incel? You're an incel, aren't
Don't
you?
do that.
What is that?
Don't do that, please. They're gonna attack us. I'm scared.
Wait, what is that?
They're like these Reddit guys.
Oh no! Not today, baby.
I
No?
love Reddit. I love it.
Wow. Okay, so we're bowing down to misogyny and white supremacy.
I'm joking.
I see.
I'm just scared of hackers. That's all.
So we see who you really are when it comes to what you can lose.
Well,
Renee, the anti-capitalist hunty. So you say.
I'm like Grimes. I take the anti-imperialist out of my Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
Next thing you know, he's gonna be walking around with a billionaire.
Bitch.
I mean, if only.
Hello.
Oh. But the other rumor, part 2 of that rumor, is I actually like said it a little bit. Michael B. Jordan may not be dead.
What?
Wow.
Killmonger may still, in fact, be alive.
I want him to be dead.
No, I want him to be alive.
I don't know.
I feel like he could turn into a good person.
I want him to be alive so I can see more of his body. I don't necessarily need his character to be alive still. We can always do flashbacks.
So are you saying that you want to have sex with a girl that's nepotism? Oh, that's not nepotism.
What?
Oh, girl.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I also want
The John came out.
I want to. I want to see more about his mom. They
don't really.
Yeah, because in the beginning, remember when they were planning, when his dad was planning something with his friend, they were like planning some like, there was like a breakout thing before the king came in.
Yeah.
They were planning to bust his mom out of jail.
Well, were they?
Yeah, his mom was in jail, and that's
I didn't
what
pick that up.
Well, it wasn't included. You weren't told. They told us like later in the. I guess it's going to be in like the full cut or something like that.
Oh.
But yeah, so his
it's
mom
not uncut.
So his mom was in jail.
Oh my god.
His mom was in jail, and then his dad was killed. And then so like I'm interested in like what kind of story he had like growing up in Oakland and like the people around him. And
yeah, she's a Barry Stan now that she lives there.
No, I'm just saying it would be like, you know.
She's like, I just want to see more of the Bay.
Well, it's funny. It was funny, Ryan, because you were talking about that you hope he was a good person. I didn't think he was that. Well, other than like the murder and all of that, I didn't think Killmonger was that bad. Again, not excusing the murder.
I just think that like the way that I saw him treating women told me that he probably would like have been abusive in a relationship.
Right. I mean, he was. He killed.
Oh, he killed his girl. Yeah. So as we saw, he was abusive. We know that black women die at higher rates.
You're abusive or just a murderer?
Well, we know that black women are killed at higher rates by their partners.
Right.
So we saw that in Black Panther.
And a thing that also that Killmonger did for me is it kind of reminded me of maybe some family members or people that I knew, men that went into the military and then came back and were extremely violent,
right? Yeah.
And like abusive to the people around them. And then just what does the military industrial complex do to people that like changes them and like what like who's benefiting from that? So I just that's just stuff.
Do we have any queer veteran listeners?
Yeah,
just kidding.
But yeah,
I mean, trauma is real. From that experience.
Yeah. And not to excuse him for that, because absolutely not. But yeah.
Okay. Well, what have we got here? Does anybody care about Drake's and Pusha T's beef?
Who's Pusha T?
Exactly.
He's a rapper, but I don't really know much about him.
He just did
What
him.
song did he make or come out with?
I can't remember.
He was on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Oh.
I guess I don't really care then.
Well, just tell us really quick what's going on.
They're beefing. They're just dissing each other in music. I don't know.
That was
When
cute.
guys beef, it just sounds so gay, you know? Like, we're
Oh
beefing.
wow, are we assigning
wow.
the homosexual identity
Oh.
to beefing?
I mean,
Good to know.
I like beef.
Ooh,
100% grade A.
yes.
Oh my god! But he's also the one that did the Whitney Houston photo on his.
Yes. Well, didn't I read the headline and said that Kanye paid him to do it?
So Pusha T's on Good Music, which is like Kanye's label, and I guess I don't know if Pusha T wanted it or something, but Kanye pretty much paid the I think it was like $80,000 or something,
$85,000
to have it be put on the cover, and like the cousin, like Whitney's cousin, like dragged him, and I just feel like that's just so distasteful of him, and it's like it's just further cementing the fact that I think that he's trash, and it's just like Kanye's been trash for a really long time.
Has Pusha T said, or have either of them said why they needed that photo specifically?
Something about because they wanted to bring something because Kanye's like struggling with opioids or something like that, and like and he thought that it related or something. It was something that was like really it was in bad taste. Like
that is like, and that's Kanye to a T. Like again, if it like. It's all about how it relates to him and how he feels about himself, and like it's fuck anybody else.
Yeah, and then because it's like she died, and then because of heartbreak, basically the daughter died too. Yeah,
yeah. Not like less than a year after her, I think.
Yeah, I remember seeing a gif on Tumblr of like them like at a Prince concert, and they were like really into it, and they're just like having the time of their life with each other and like hugging each other during the songs. I was like, oh, and like all three of them are gone now.
Yeah,
So sad.
Yeah.
damn.
But anyway, sorry. That was my dark moment for the day.
Yeah, I'm really just tired of Kanye at this point. But you know, what do you know? We still have more to say. So a couple days ago, a co-founder of Donda's House, which is a program in Chicago, that Kanye and Rhymefest, who is the co-founder, work together on to help underserved people in Chicago. Rhymefest basically called Kanye out on not really contributing and helping out, and like calling out the fact that he's like talking about all this other shit, but like, you know, and he was talking this big shit about Trump and how like Trump is going to help the people and blah 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 blah, and he didn't even, and Kanye's not even doing anything for something that's in his mother's name.
Right.
So, you know, Miss Kimberly Kardashian West had to bring herself into it, and she accused Rhymefest of wearing fake Yeezys to a meeting. And yeah, and she said that she wants to make it her mission to have her children take over the charity from him, I guess.
Yikes.
Yeah, so Donda's House said that they would change the name of the foundation in the future because of this spat, and
Wow.
Kim has gotten dragged to the ends of the earth, just for like, you know, there's a situation and we're talking about people like dying, and you decide
People
to like
are
call
dying,
somebody out.
Kim.
Yeah, people are dying,
for
Kim.
real.
Literally dying, Kim, and you decided to talk about some fake Yeezys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't want us to get into fake girl. Not you.
Oh.
Not you.
Uh-oh.
Not you,
Shake
of
the table,
all people.
babes.
Every time they do something, I'm just like, I'm so happy Beyonce didn't go to your wedding.
I'm
It's
so
just-
happy. And I'm happy she posted that selfie on the day of.
Yes. Like,
Wait, what did she say she had to do that day? Beyonce?
She said she didn't want to be. I think they said that she didn't want to be like with the cameras or be at the
'cause-
wedding while there's cameras.
Oh.
But more recently, they Twitter was like talking about this. They showed Serena's wedding was recorded,
oh,
and Beyonce was there. So
Yeah.
well, damn.
And Beyonce posted a selfie the day of
The day of their
Kim
wedding.
K's wedding.
Yes.
That's so funny.
And them damn braids.
I
making
know.
the kiss petty.
like, girl, I'm chilling at home in my braids. There is no way in hell,
I ain't even got makeup on.
right?
Like, I mean, I was going to say a man.
Oh no.
A legend.
A woman.
A woman.
A
legend.
woman.
A woman.
So yeah, I mean, Beyonce just be knowing. Also released music, sis. But
Yes.
yeah, Kim Kardashian is just like, she's so annoying at this point. It's like every time she opens her mouth, it's some stupid shit. Like, didn't she say something like not too long ago about Kanye? Oh, when Kanye was talking about Trump, and she was like, he doesn't like know. I don't know. She was defending him over some stupid shit too. And I saw someone on Twitter say that like Kim Kardashian is turning into the Maggie Haberman of Kanye West. And do y'all know who Maggie?
I don't know that
No, I
reference.
don't.
Oh, never mind. Okay, well,
Tell us.
that was for those who read.
No, but
I mean, some of us read and
some
write.
of us just like to read.
No, Maggie Haberman's like this white reporter that's like in the new, that's like for the New York Times, and she's like the one that's always doing all these Trump stories or whatever. But she never says anything that he says as lies. She always calls them as demonstrable falsehoods or something like that. So Twitter's been like dragging her, and she makes excuses for him all the time. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and it's like, it's kind of funny because she just got like some goodwill because she, helped release that black grandmother from jail.
oh,
And it's just like now, it's
Kim?
just like, she can't like, it just, I don't know, I guess it just kind of shows like when you see people like why they're doing the things that they do, and it kind of feels like she's not doing it because she actually cares, but because it's good publicity.
I think she
Right.
thinks that people are gonna say, "Oh, I'm defending my man," like, and that's
That's what she said. She was like, I'm not going to let anybody talk badly about my husband, but it's like, okay, girl, then control your husband then.
But it's also
What is-
facts are facts. So
What has Kanye said about any of this? Or were they all
He
just
hasn't
attacking
spoken.
Kim?
No, Ryan Fest wasn't even talking to Kim. Kim attacked him.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
Kanye, like, Kim is saying, I have to defend my man. Like, he can defend himself.
Exactly.
Obviously, he has a big mouth.
Yeah.
So let him use it.
I'm sure
Yeah.
she knows.
Well, so like I guess Kim and them are claiming that he used to pay Ryan Fest a salary to run the charity, but what ended up happening is that Ryan Fest took it over and decided to take on all the responsibilities, including financial responsibilities of the charity. So that's what they're claiming, but there's also rumors now that Kanye is deep in debt and that he owes a lot of people money.
Did you say good?
You know what's so weird? I was just thinking that. I was like, why would he pay that much for Whitney's Houston photo for the album when he's like reportedly in so much debt? And he even said that on Twitter. Like what?
Well, sometimes rich people spend money to show that they still have it.
Oh,
Like,
I guess
he still probably has more money than any of us.
sure.
Probably
They're never a
yes.
question.
Than all of us.
Yes,
in
he
this
definitely.
room.
Yes, he definitely has more money than
Combined.
But I guess rich people's broke.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And just because rich people are like in debt doesn't mean
Sure.
they're living on the streets. Like they can be in debt in a mansion and have like.
I
a
have
nice
tons
car.
of debt, and I still, and I'm fine.
Shit.
So I mean, yeah, a good chunk of the country has debt due to college.
Yeah.
A scam, but anyway,
Yeah.
that's tea for another day. Oh, I don't know.
The college dropout.
Yeah. So, did you
No,
have
go ahead.
something
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to say?
Go.
I was just gonna move on to the next
Yeah.
story. Okay. So, there was an interview with the cast of Arrested Development, and Jeffrey Tambor, who used to be on what is that show? Transparent. There we go. And he was on Transparent, and he was kicked off the show because there was allegations that he had, been abusive and had sexually assaulted some women. He's denied that he has sexually assaulted anyone, but he does claim that he does admit that he's been verbally abusive. And so there was a sit down with the cast of Arrested Development, and they were asked about the situation and if they felt comfortable being on the set with him. And Jessica, what's her name? Jessica, Jesus Christ.
She's like the mom, right?
She's the mom. What the fuck? Jessica Walter, started crying and said that, like, in her 60 years of working in Hollywood, she's never had anybody talk to her the way that he's talked to her.
Wow.
And Jason Bateman and all the men in the interview were like, yeah, well, we're like trying to brush it aside. Like, he's great and he's like really a good person, and everybody has to have a second chance and blah 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 blah. And it's like, and Jason Bateman ended up sending out like an apology on Twitter and saying that he shouldn't have prioritized Jeffrey Tambor's feelings over this woman's experiences.
Right.
But it just is like crazy that like here you have this woman crying, talking about her experiences with being abused by the man sitting next to you, and your first instinct is to defend him. And then she said, well, look, of course I have to forgive him. That's what she said, of course. And it's like, of course she feels like that, because like what other route is there when everyone around you is telling you that what he did is okay?
Right.
And you have to work with that person.
Exactly.
And they're not going to face any consequences.
And he's going to have more opportunities to work than she does because she's a woman.
And that's why women don't say a lot of stuff, because they'll say, oh, you're just being sensitive, or he was just upset, or whatever, and they never actually take into accountability her experiences. So you're right.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting how he was canceled? Like, people are like, oh, he's canceled because after this interview, but he wasn't canceled after his sexual assault.
Well, he was. But
that's why he was canceled from Transparent.
Yeah.
He was fired.
But then he's like, oh, I got this other job, though.
Yeah. I mean, because there's also, there's like.
And I have to say, Arrested Development is not like the most.
I don't find it funny, to be honest.
It's not the most kind of. I don't want to say politically correct, but it has some really fucked up politics in it. It's kind of fucked up. I feel like there's some transphobia in it. There's racism in it. Like it just doesn't. It makes sense that someone like him would work on a show like that, and it would be cool.
The article I was reading this article on the dynamics of the interview, and it said that like basically the women seemed like they were a little bit quieter than the men, as if like you know there was definitely like a power imbalance on the set, and I'm reading that I wouldn't be surprised that that's the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been like this new wave, I guess, of abusers getting a second chance. Like there's been a lot of articles on like, when should we forgive these men? And it's like it hasn't even been a year. It's barely been like 6 or 7 months since we started having this conversation and publicly and people are already talking about like forgiving these men. Like their careers have barely been affected. It's nothing to take a year off of work.
Harvey Weinstein just now got arrested.
Just now, yeah.
Like, that's so crazy. But I love that Asia Argento was at Cannes, and she said, there's still some of you in this crowd right now that are abusers, and we know who you are. So, yeah. No. She said, you know who you are. You know who you are. And even worse for you, we know who you are. Right. Your time is up.
Right. I was like, damn. She was not fucking playing.
She is not playing. I love her. You know what? And I love her because unlike Rose McGowan, she knows how to not bring other people into this and just say what she has to say.
Right.
Instead of being racist or transphobic about it.
Right.
Speaking of, did y'all hear about the Morgan Freeman stuff?
Oh, I read oh my god, I forgot about that. I read I saw it on Twitter, but I didn't actually read it. Wasn't there about rumors about his granddaughter, his step granddaughter?
Well, something about that, and then I also remember seeing there was 8 women who had come forward saying that he had sexually assaulted them or something like that.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was rough.
Uncle Morgan.
Oh yeah, even God's trash. So it's just
Jesus Christ,
literally, and it's just it's a mess. So
yeah. When is it time to forgive these men? Never. When is it time to give women a fucking chance to have their voices heard, to have their stories told, and to be in front of and behind the camera? Let's talk about that.
Let's prioritize that. Yeah,
exactly. There's so many men that are gonna get a chance. Let's talk about the women.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I guess do we have anything else anybody wants to throw out there or talk about?
Do you want to talk about your experiences being here, or do you want to do that later?
We should do that.
Yeah.
Later. Let's do that.
Let's do it in the male of color.
Yeah.
So should we? Are we? Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
So we're gonna move on to
the dick scarce.
Is that from Moulin Rouge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why spend mine when I can spend yours?
Le pensons.
What?
There's this movie. This movie from the 1960s, and there's this music number, and it's this old man walking around a park, and he's like, "Thank heaven for little girls." For little girls go bigger every day. And
that's
it's
so creepy.
That's so creepy.
And I'm just like, how did this get by?
Move, Mojito.
Yeah.
Not move, Mojito.
This came out in the 60s, though. So I think, yeah. But anyway.
Yikes.
Ways.
I'm dead at move, Mojito. I'm really dead.
Welcome to the Dick's Guess. Today we are talking about... What are we talking? We are talking about passion, la sex. No, we are not talking about le sex.
Le sex.
We are talking about the passion that you have in your heart. We are talking about how you discover how you discover your passion. How you work on your passion today and how you will work on your passion in the future.
Merci.
Merci. Monsieur, parlez-vous anglais?
Anglais.
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 Oui,
Omelette.
oui. Wow.
Omelette du fromage.
Oh, not la cheese. Oh, we love that cheese.
Oh, les ponts.
But not,
les ponts.
not the dick cheese.
No, not the schmegma.
okay.
The schmegma, no.
Schmegma.
You
We don't love
guys,
that.
come on.
No.
Okay, let's not.
We will not have it.
We will not have it.
We will not have it.
Yeah, so who wants to go first? What is your passion? What are you working on now? What do you plan on working on in the future in regards to that?
Renee, you want to go first?
Absolutely not.
On the mic.
I think
On the
one of
mic.
You two should, because you're doing the most right now with your
Absolutely
passions.
not.
Are we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I start with Rakeem.
I went first the last two. Okay. Okay. I have performance anxiety. I'm sorry. Let me put on the spot.
Go ahead, baby.
Forhims.com.
For-
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Thank you. Link in the description. So I'm passionate about me, bitch. No, I'm kidding. I'm passionate about photography and the show, and what I'm doing is working my ass off every day on both. And as you, I mean,
how did you discover it?
oh, thank you. I was like, this is weird. Actually, I did photography because I had to. I've kind of told part of the story on the show before, but again, I told you all that before I didn't have friends in high school. And so John and Renee are sitting next to each other, and like, I would literally be sitting like where Baze is and like just laugh at what they were saying.
That is so creepy.
No, it's sad, and you try to
It's
be a part of
creepy.
something.
Yeah.
It's still creepy.
You're trying to be friends with somebody.
Yes.
I feel bad for you, but it's creepy.
I'm aware.
I don't think it's creepy.
It was.
Rakeem.
Some people told me it was creepy.
I don't think that's creepy.
You would not be Renee. If somebody sat where I'm
A
sitting
child,
right now,
if we were 8 years old.
No, I was like 15.
Oh.
yeah,
No.
he sat his ass right back.
Yeah. So I would like. He's looking at the floor.
He's avoiding eye
Said,
contact.
yikes. So you
No,
were fucking weird.
I just feel bad for, not to excuse like some like weird behavior that happens, but I feel bad for people that are like socially awkward and like go about trying to make friends in like really weird ways.
Yeah.
I used to go. Okay, let me
But
not
it's
tell
my
the story.
turn, right?
Yeah, go.
But it's my turn to
I'm
talk,
trying to
right?
defend you though.
I know. I'm kidding.
But if you want to be called a creep, then we'll call you creep.
No, that was from a video.
Oh, I'm joking. Okay, go.
Okay. Damn. The hostility. He came from the Bay Area and thinks he's the vixen and is ready to fight. Is the vixen from the Bay Area?
She's from Chicago.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's why she always ready.
Okay, well, that too. Same thing. Anyway, so because I didn't have friends, like, I got a camera one day for Christmas, and I would strap two I said strap, and John's head shot up.
Every Like, time there's
every
something slightly
time.
sexual.
Pegged who?
Like, I had two boxes, and I strapped them together with tape, and I would use that as a tripod, and I would bring it to the little field thing by my house, and I would put my camera on it and put it on a self-timer and run, and then take a picture, and then run, and go back, and people would look at me like I was crazy. I'm realizing, saying this out loud, it actually is really crazy seeing
That was
it.
not. I do shit like that. now.
Okay.
Not after not.
When I be in my, where do you think I take all my?
From my legs, like...
Where do you think I take all my hotel nude selfies?
No, but girl, that's a hotel with
yeah,
an iPhone.
No
this
one
was,
can see you do
This
that.
was literally, I was in costumes and shit.
Oh.
And, like...
I mean, if you're taking a picture, I actually don't. I don't know.
Tell that to the people in Bequema, and tell that to my embarrassed ass hurt feelings.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll keep it in check.
The hurt jumped out.
The hurt jumped out. So anyway, so I didn't have friends, so I started doing that, and then because of the photography, like, a lot of people started like asking me about like, how do I do pictures like that or whatever, and that's kind of how I started, and then from there I realized that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and it made me not depressed, and it made me really happy, and it still makes me really happy. And since then, I've been trying to work to like push myself to do certain things. So in college, I was 19, and I started working with different industry models and that kind of thing. Like my best friend at the time knew how to code, so we put together a website in 20 minutes, and then I opened up my computer to all the tabs on my website because they had an open call for photographers, and I knew that if I went there I wouldn't be able to connect to the internet. So I opened up all the tabs for my website and like loaded it, and then drove over there with my big ass like ASOS laptop that's like bigger than my lap, and I sat
ASOS
down.
made laptops?
There's like two different right?
Oh, okay.
Like AS, yeah. And so I think that's what it was. And but it was a big ass computer, and I brought it there and I said, "I'm Rakeem and I have something to say." and they were like, "Yeah, sure." And I started photographing models, and I would do that on the weekends. So I would go to school weekdays, and then I would work after class, and then on the weekends I would work with models, and I would like watch Vogue videos of like behind the scenes videos, and I would screenshot every time I saw a lighting setup. Then I would take the bus home that weekend and then practice that lighting setup in my garage. Like,
yeah, it's practicing her craft.
Yeah, and then I started drinking, and then that all went to shit. And then I'm kidding. I still do practice. They're all being like and then yeah, so I would do stuff like that, and then I got books on like different kind of lighting setups. And then I would rent out the studio so much there that I got banned from it because I was using it for projects that weren't school related. And then I got myself in like a ton of debt, like printing stuff or whatever. And like I would stay at the lab, like either doing photos in the dark room or working on design stuff until the lab closed. So I just always like engrossed myself in it. And now
I was just gonna say, I still really love that video that you did for your project in school.
Oh, thank you. The senior project is like the hardest thing I've ever worked on in my life. That was crazy.
I mean, it looks difficult.
It took 3 months to do, and it like I would do things like my friend was helping me edit it, and something would be off, and I would go to his house at 3:00 in the morning and be like, "Look, Andre, like, can you fix this?" And so, yeah.
How was that experience for you? Like, in terms of like, you had to get like costumes, you had to get everyone there.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're a director, like you literally have to know everything. So I had to get the props, do shot lists, like really scout the locations, do pictures beforehand, see what the lighting was like.
How long did it take?
It took 3 months to do.
Oof.
So we started filming it in January, and it wasn't finished until like actually 4 months, until like April. So and then like one of them, like we had a designer give us clothes, and we weren't supposed to like tag that he gave us clothes because my friend that got them lied and said it was for something else.
Yeah.
And he found out, and it was like this whole shit or whatever, and we got in trouble for it. But yeah, so it's just stuff like that. And like now, I have like the studio at my house, so I try to shoot something at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. And when I do, I actually try to like plan out concepts, and I'll make mood boards and like go shopping for props and stuff. So I've told myself this year that instead of doing more shoots, I'm going to do like better ones. So I'm not going to just do stuff that's like really simple I can turn out in like 20 seconds. Like I want to make it like an experience or something.
And
for
it
me.
was. That video really was.
Thank you.
Is there a place that people could find it?
Well, it got taken down for copyright, so
okay, never mind.
So yeah, but yeah, so I'm rambling, but yeah, that's what I do. And and the last thing is every year at the end of the year, I look at all of the work that I did, and then I say, what did I do this year, and like what do I want to focus on? So this year was focusing on like more not making my images like so pretty, and I'm experimenting with not trying to make everything the same lighting and like really kind of like fuck up on purpose and not do things like, so even like, I mean, people by this point will see that the preview picture will be a different one. Yeah. So like even with the shoot that we just did, like there were some things, the way I photographed John was a lot different than how I would normally do it, and it's a lot more like raw as opposed to like as opposed to like pretty and lit and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah.
Though she is both pretty and lit.
Yes.
And raw. And raw, yes.
Or is Rod.
So that's the plans that you have for the future? Is that something that you're working on?
The plans for the future, to be honest with you, I kind of want to be more than just, I want to, my major goal is I want to be able to be like a photographer or an artist that has like impact. So I want to be up where like Ryan McGinley is right now, or like I want to be like I don't like his work, but like a Jeff Koons, like I want to be talked about.
Yeah.
Like I want my work and the topics to be talked about
Mhm.
because I think it's something that you don't see in the art world. Like you don't see topics about like queer black people being discussed. Like the last time I've heard that was the person who did the Obama portrait was Kehinde Wiley, and he's a queer black man. But other than that, like you never really hear it. So my overall goal is to just do more work that like is visible for queer people and like people that are not always looked at. So that's kind of like the goal, but I don't know what I want to do like next year specifically yet, but that's kind of where I'm at. So all the projects I'm doing are involving like queer people and a lot of like queer black people and a lot of like fat queer people and that kind of thing. So that's what I'm interested in.
That's amazing.
So yeah.
Who wants to go next?
I'll do it.
Okay. So how did you discover your passion?
I guess I have two passions I want to talk about.
Okay.
Well, currently I'm working as a nurse, as everyone knows, and
serving the people.
Yeah, I'm working as a registered nurse, and I think that didn't come from this. And this is going to be kind of weird, but my passion for nursing came because I was raised by my mom. I would say I have two parents, but I think my mom did most of the heavy lifting, I guess. And she's a registered nurse, and I was really inspired how she could spend 12 to 16 hours a day taking care of other people and then come home and take care of her family and still provide for basically 3 unemployed people because me and my brother weren't working, my dad wasn't working at the time. And so I was like, I want to do what she's doing, and also, but what she's doing sounds really cool because she's helping people out. And so I wanted to do that. So I went to nursing school. Thankfully, I had access to a good college that my mom helped me go through. And I am now currently I'm working as a nurse. And so I plan on going back to school, hopefully to further get higher education with my nursing career.
Okay.
Hopefully open more doors and opportunities for positions of management. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah. And then another passion I wanted to talk about was something that you guys have all witnessed recently, is just something about self-expression and how I'm really I feel like I am glowing, and you guys you've made me feel like I'm glowing.
Oh,
because you are.
Thank you. And there's a lot of, I can't root it to one thing specifically. I would say that RuPaul helped me a lot. She's the most famous drag queen in the world, and she just like didn't give a fuck and was like, I'm gonna walk around and do drag. And she's had a lot of really good quotes that resonated with me, like being your true self is the most powerful thing you can be. And so I really took that to heart, and I was mostly afraid of like safety things, and I was also afraid of what people would think about me, but I never expected the good reactions, and that's what like kept me afloat, that's what helps me keep going. And I know I've had a lot of people like talk to me recently like, oh, I wish I was as confident, or I wish I was, as free as you. And I would like those people to know that it took me a really long time to get here. And it's not to say that it's impossible. We can all get there, but I am very privileged to have a good support system, good friends and family. And what I plan on doing is what I am doing currently. I'm giving less fucks. I'm prioritizing.
Are you?
Yes. Well, okay, wait. If that's what you're referring to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like less, I don't know what the word is.
Inhibited?
Yeah, I'm less inhibited, but I'm also
Sorry. I'll stop.
I'm starting to care less about what certain men think, and specifically because I've struggled a lot with my identity and what like other men and like my own masculinity, right? Like, and I don't know, I'm just starting to care less about that. I'm like, what does it matter if I decide to put on some makeup and clothes that are for quote women, if I feel good in it, then I'm just going to continue to do that. And that's what I plan to do, is just, go further into that. And I'm enjoying how I'm feeling and the way I feel when I'm in my gigs, and I continue to do that. And I plan on practicing that more, and like taking some selfies and be like, oh, how can I fix this? And even like talking to other friends. I'm really inspired from other people I know personally who are doing these things, and I talk to them, like get some tips, and like if anyone else out there is listening and want to know how to do that too, just don't be afraid to ask somebody, because it's truly flattering as well. Like when someone asks like, how do you do this? Most of the people, luckily for me, have been more than willing to give me some tips, and like, like I'll tell you where to go shopping, or I'll help you cinch your waist or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, and I hope to continue to do that, and I'm excited to see where it takes me.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
We're also happy for you, to be honest.
I wanted to say too, really quickly.
It felt like a poem.
This weekend, John has been lovely and taken me to all the parties in Hollywood, and a lot of them have been very scene-like, and we've been to a lot of places where like a lot of the porn stars and insta-gays and other sorts have come to be seen, and it was interesting being in these spaces with John, because John came in a look like I feel like I think the first night we went to a party and you came in with like a pink shirt, it
was lace,
a mesh shirt with like butterflies on it and flowers, and it was it was beautiful, and you looked amazing, and we went out and we were in this space where everyone looked exactly the same,
right?
And John honestly looked like a rose in the field full of dead flowers to me, because
babes, it's so sweet.
You were just you just were shining in that space, and I know that that may not necessarily be the ideal space for you in terms of how you feel about yourself, and in terms of being around these certain kinds of people.
Right.
But I just thought you really shined this weekend, and even like yesterday at Summer Tramp, you just looked amazing. You put like on your white eye contacts and your lashes and your white lipstick, and you just looked like an ice queen. Like you looked beautiful.
You.
Like I wanted to cry when you put your makeup on, because I was like, you just literally look so beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot, like I said, I was prioritizing what other men thought about me, and I realized that when I watered myself down, I didn't feel good myself.
Yeah.
And then when I stopped giving a shit, I was like, this is the best I've ever felt. Even though I don't look like my sexual capital, I guess, in these spaces has gone down, but I feel like my personal worth has gone up. Like I feel the most comfortable.
And I think it showed. Like I think that's part of it too, is like I think like so many people were just like in awe.
Oh, thank you. I hope that was a look. I was getting looks, but I wasn't sure if it was awe.
Well, I thought it was from what I could see, and obviously I'm not in your body, so I can't say what that was. But from what I saw, the majority of what I saw were people like, oh my God, like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you.
So, yeah.
So what about you, babe?
Rainy?
Oh,
is it me?
Throws it back.
Okay. I know, we were just like playing tennis.
God damn it, someone talk. I'm kidding.
Okay, so my passion is I've learned is writing.
I thought you were gonna say reading these hoes.
It is also reading these hoes, reading them down. I've always loved reading, so like that was never something that I was uncertain about. I like, especially like ever since Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It was just I just always loved words, and I loved being able to disappear into these worlds. But when I was in school, I was in college, I had a English class, and I wrote about my summer, and it was like a story about like a crazy night I had in like Berlin, and my teacher came up when my teacher was like, my professor was like handing back the papers. They were like, "This is really good."
Aww.
And like I feel like obviously there's some issues, like there's some things that need to be fixed, but I think you should think about writing more. And it was just like this little white man that like I never like, you know what I mean? Like who you wouldn't really expect to like give you that sort of encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really focus on me, and I felt like just another student in the class. But he said that to me, and I was just like, oh, okay. And I kind of sat with that. And then the following semester, I took a film class, and in that film class, we had to write a treatment for the history department's. We had to write down a treatment. A treatment is basically a summary of what you're going to record, and so it was for a documentary short, and we were basing it on papers from the history department. Mm. And we wrote I discovered a paper about the history of women in Hollywood, or maybe it was just about Hollywood in general in the old days, and I kind of hyper focused on the women in Hollywood and their experiences. And I kind of got like and then we kind of had to like go around and choose the treatment that we wanted to have a group based on. Mm-hmm. And so, a bunch of people chose my treatment. And so we like decided, okay, we're going to go with this. When it got time to choose the director, I kind of stood back because I didn't trust myself. Because I don't really have a whole lot of confidence in like my ability to do things. Mm-hmm. So like I was like I can't be a director like that. I'm just not good enough to do that. And I don't know anything about shots, and I can't be the camera person because I just don't know enough. So like I'll just write things. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like wrote the script. I had like another classmate whose dad was like a sound engineer in Hollywood, who had more familiarity with script writing. Just transform my written word into script form. Mm-hmm. And in the end, like after we got into post-production, we realized that it was like nothing what we wanted it to be. And like, I didn't realize how much hard work went into post-production and like the editing, and like we figured out that we just didn't have enough of what we wanted. So we had to like find stock images, and we had to find like images that were like, what's it called? Unlicensed or something.
Creative Commons and unlicensed.
Exactly. Yeah. So we had to find clips. And it ended up not being like this amazing piece, but everybody I showed it to was like, "Oh wow, I was expecting like a PowerPoint, and this is actually like, because it was my first thing that I'd ever done." Yeah. And so it ended up just coming down to me and two other people, and we ended up getting together and just taking charge of the whole thing. Yeah. And I learned like, oh shit, like I can create something. And like our professor actually wanted to like redo it and like submit it for the Oscars, but then she got an actual job, like an actual like film job, and then like disappeared on us. But I was at that point that I was like, okay, like maybe this is something I can do. And then I want to say last year, Mark's agent invited him to a writing retreat, and Mark invited me along, and it was there that I wrote like 4,000 words of a outline for a book. Wow. And I was like, I realized at the end of the trip that the 4,000 words were completely useless. Like it didn't make any sense. It wasn't organized. And, I think I just started work. So when I got back, I worked on another, outline, and I was like waiting for Mark to have time, but he was doing rewrites, and he had just, his book had just been signed, and like, he was just like, he was too busy. And so I was like, you know what? I was kind of like, I'm waiting for him to read this before I'm actually going to like just go forward and work on this. Like I should just go do it. Like he doesn't have time right now. Like I should just work on it. And then if that's not good, he can tell me later. So I was like, I have to stop making excuses. So I started working on the outline. It was very slow going from like March to like September is like how long it took me to work on it. Cause I was working on it very sporadically. Mm-hmm. And then, I think I want to say in September is when I actually sat down and was like, okay, I'm going to write this book. I'm going to get started on this. Mm-hmm. And on my birthday, I actually finished it. And 64,000 words. Yeah.
Which was just last week, right?
Yeah, on May 22nd. So it was my birthday on May 22nd, as you guys probably know if you heard last week's episode. And I set a deadline for myself, and I said May 22nd is when I'm going to be done with this. And it was so crazy for me because I like instant gratification. And I think that's part of why, like, I'm like, damn, I wish, like, my passion was like Rakeen's, because though you work really hard on your stuff, once you do the picture, you can post it, and then you get your gratification from what your art is. Me, I have to, like, write the outline, then write the book, then revise the book, then send it out to people, then fix the issues that other people have found, then find an agent, then submit it to publishers.
It's less immediate.
Huh?
It's less immediate.
And by the time you don't, you're like, well, shit, what am I doing this
Exactly.
for?
And so it's like, it takes up to like 2 years to get books published. You know what I mean? And that's from like when you get the publishing deal.
Right.
You know, so like it's such a long time coming. But I started, but like it felt so good for me to finish it. So that's like something that's happened for me now, is that like I'm now finished a book. And so many people like that are in the publishing industry, and like other authors and like editors and like agents and people have been like I'm like, oh, it's like whatever. Like I just finished it. I really rushed through it on my birthday because like Mark's book came out on that same day. Go buy Anger as a Gift. Mark's book came out on my birthday, and I had to rush so that I could be at his launch. And so I really kind of rushed through it, and I told everybody, yes.
Oh wait, this is a fucking audio podcast.
I know, right? You trying to show it off to who?
You did the
To
hand.
whom?
You did the hand.
I know the YouTuber.
Yeah.
This is, you use this. But you know, I like was like, oh, I just didn't do that great of a job, and people are like, girl, so what? Like, you finished a book,
right?
You know how many people start it and never finish it? Like that, people don't do that. So I was just like taking a second to be like, wow, like I accomplished something. And I'm used to like, if I accomplish something, I feel like it's easy, and then therefore it was worthless. So I was just like, you're right, I'm gonna enjoy this. So like I'm taking a step back from that, but I've also started working on a YA contemporary, which is about a young black kid who gets taken in by WeHo gays. It's, if I can describe it, it's Get Out meets West Hollywood. Yes. And so he's faced with the decision of, is it worth it to be around these insta-famous white gays, or should I walk away? And I'm writing this story because of something really petty, which I won't get into, but it's like a few specific people that irked me. And so I just was like, you know what? Let me like, instead of just being petty about it, let me be petty with a plan.
Petty with a plan.
Petty with a purpose, bitch.
Petty with a purpose, yes. I was like, let me put that into my art. Like when Rakeem gets upset, I noticed you put a lot of the shit that you're focusing on and issues that you're having, you put it into your art. So I was like, instead of me being mad about it, like let me write about it. Like let me tell this story, because I know a lot of people are familiar with this story. So yeah, so
sometimes pettiness is good fuel to get shit done.
Exactly. So I've started working on the outline for that already, and like I never thought I would work on a contemporary YA novel. So like that's really cool that I'm getting to do that. And then
YA is young adult, right?
Yes. Okay. Sorry. And so in the future, what I would like to do is I would like to be a New York Times bestseller. I would like to have multiple books out.
You will.
Yes. And I want to be a power couple. Like Mark is on his shit. His book is doing super well. He's on tour right now. I would like to be like, I want to go on my own tour, you know? And that's for my writing. On top of, in terms of my podcast, or our podcast, sorry. I want us to, you know, no.
Yeah.
I'm used to like talk. You guys, I'm not used to you guys being here, so I'm used to like talking about it to other people.
We're joking.
You know, in terms of the podcast, I just want to see it grow, and I want to see it reach more people. Shout out to our one listener in Russia.
Yeah.
We have that one person. Shout out to you.
Mueller's gonna be on our ass,
right? I know you're lonely. It's probably some poor black gay Russian kid who just like doesn't know what's going on. But yes, shout out to you. But yeah, I just would like to see our reach grow, and I would just like to see
and glow,
and I would like to see us creating more spaces for people of color, for queer POC.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, thank you, Daisy.
Thank you. Rini?
I don't think I want to talk about mine.
No?
No.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. Oh. This is all about our comfortability.
Thank you.
T.
Well, T. Mm-hmm. Write that down maybe for an episode.
Comfortability.
Yeah, bitch.
But can you tell people like how, any advice on how to continue pursuing passions, or
I feel like my passion is like sort of on hold right now. And a big part of that is because of school. And I mean, I'm very passionate about what I'm learning about. I'm like extremely passionate about it. But I just think that the way that it is taught and the way that you are kind of forced to show that you know these things kind of fucks up the whole process. But I'm very passionate about social issues, as is probably obvious.
Anti-capitalist,
and I'm studying sociology. And yeah, I
Or like, what's keeping you motivated to keep going?
I think so. Like, okay, so sociology. I want to eventually either go into like some type of public health. What's keeping me motivated? I think. I mean, I would say I look up like to all of my friends, like y'all, like in like different ways, and I'm definitely inspired in different ways. Very much so by a lot of my close friends. I think the biggest motivation that I have is one of my friends in the Bay that's letting me live with them right now. And I think I just look at them. I've always looked at them and been inspired and been kind of someone who everything that they're doing with their life, like absolutely every aspect of it, is something that I want to be able to do one day. They're basically working in public health. They're making, a good amount of money. And by the way that they dress and by the way they live, you wouldn't really be able to tell because they're spending a lot of that money on other people, on like making sure other people are alive and like survive. And a lot of their like family members and a lot of trans folks that are having a hard time in the Bay. Apart from that, like politically, I think this person was very inspirational and very much helped me challenge a lot of the things that I kind of was struggling with when I first moved to Berkeley. Like the stuff with the white dick. Like the stuff, like the things that I'm struggling with.
Fuck you, bitch.
What?
Sorry.
Like
I looked over it.
no worries. Like the stuff that I'm struggling with now. And I think they're like, seriously in every aspect are inspiring me because like, I don't feel from them for the most part that like, I should, like sometimes I feel in certain spaces like, oh, like I need to like look like this, or I need to think about what I'm coming off as aesthetically all the time, or I need to like, like it's hard. It was hard for me here because it was just kind of like I wanted to express more of my feminine side, or like other sides of me, and like, but every time like somebody shows me a picture of like somebody cute, like they're like a man, and it's only like masked men. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, or like it's only I'm talking to this person and they do this and they're making like all this money, and it's like the focus is like kind of like a very like highly ingrained. The pressure here is like really intense to be like super successful financially. I'm not.
You talking about LA?
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
Super successful financially. I'm not. Super gorgeous conventionally, or like having some type of social clout. I don't have either of those things. So it's just kind of like, these are things that they don't care about. And we're like very much like, who gives a shit about that stuff? And like, who cares if you're way more attracted to this feminine person, and that they don't have like this like clout, or like they're not going to make you like this, like, super, like and not referring to you at all, but like a power couple, like a cis mask,
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just kind of like all these things that like I've always wanted to challenge in myself, but I was just like, nobody's doing it here. They're doing it, and it feels like, holy shit, like that's where I want to be, and I want to be able to one day make enough money to take care of the people around me the way that they've taken care of me. And I want to be able to like, be happy with myself and like who I'm actually attracted to, and like feel like I'm actually valued outside of all these things. So I think those are things that I think that's the thing that's motivating me. And apart from that, like with my writing, I haven't done it in a while. Again, like I've been, there's like a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. But yeah, I think this semester in school has reignited my passion in writing. And I after dropping out, I really was hard on myself, and apart from that, I was hard on myself my whole life. I was basically like, I'm not capable of doing like good things, or like producing good things. And it wasn't until like somebody in in my college that was like, hey, like, you're a good writer, like, you can pursue this. And it wasn't until, apart from that person, there was another person, like, in my journalism class that was like, that tricked me, knew that I had the self-doubt, and was like, oh, you should take this other journalism class. The class ended up being just the newspaper. Like, you were having to write for the newspaper. Mm-hmm. So he knew that I had the self-doubt and was just kind of like, you're just going to do this. Yeah. Like, you need to do this. Yeah. And so, like, I think a big thing that is hard to overcome that has helped me a lot is just the self-doubt and, like, this negative self-talk. So, yeah.
I said my goal for 2018 was to be more comfortable with myself. So that, because I think that, like, a lot of my anxiety comes from the self-doubt.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And I think I'm very slowly getting rid of that, apart from just, like, trying to look at things from a glass half full perspective and being grateful for the thing. Like, there are a lot of fucked up things that have happened to me, or that happened to me. But like, I'm also grateful for, like, the positive things, and I'm trying to be more grateful for that. And as I'm doing that, like, I'm feeling better about a lot of things, and, like, I feel like progressing. So.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yay! We're so passionate. What a passionate group of people we are. Yeah, so does anyone have any last word? Well, I just want to say, Renee, that I love you, of course. Yes, thank you for sharing. No, I love you. Also, I think that, like, you're so super intelligent, and that sorry, this is not meant to be a honey roast, but so something that, like, I get told a lot by, like, other, like, writers and stuff is that, like, you don't have to write every day to be a writer, and that sometimes it just takes a minute for you to get things done, and also to just write. Like, when you just can just do a little something. It could be a sentence.
Sure.
You know, I don't know. I really believe in you, and I think that you are going to do something very special. I really don't believe that anyone in this group is not going to, like, affect the way of the world. Like, I think we all are going to do something that's going to affect the world.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think we all have that certain je ne sais quoi.
And to the listeners out there too that are like struggling with self-doubt, or like shit that happens in their lives or whatever, like, just, you know, try to find someone that believes in you, and if you can't do that, then just believe in yourself.
And also fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't waste your time with toxic people.
Exactly. Also, don't sit next to them at lunch and laugh at their jokes. They're gonna think you're weird.
Yes, please don't do that.
I was gonna say I forgot what movie or show or something I heard this from, but I heard something like comfortability is the enemy of progression. And I sort of took that. I was like, let me think about that. And I was like, yeah, because to progress, you have to get out of your comfort zone. And especially for me specifically, expressing yourself, it's really uncomfortable stepping out of your house looking a certain way. But, I mean, you look damn good, right? So, and then, you know, you have to step out of your comfort zone to just be better. And I think that goes for any aspect or anything that you're passionate about. Even just with me, like with nursing, I never thought I would get into the position I am now and be surrounded by, like, some brilliant minds. But, like, I was really uncomfortable at first and really stressed out, but I would say, like, stick it through. And then now I get a lot of compliments at work. And now I get a lot of compliments from you guys about my looks. And I was really uncomfortable at first because I was afraid of looking silly. Yeah. But you just gotta look silly sometimes.
Yeah. What did Oprah say? That your fear of looking stupid is holding you back, or something like that?
Oh,
was that Oprah?
I like that. Whoever said it. If it was Gandhi.
I thought it
was
RuPaul.
Gandhi?
Yeah, it was Gandhi.
Gandhi said the fear of looking stupid is keeping you from success.
It was Bob Saget.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Wow, it was Ariana Grande.
It was K. Michelle.
Damn.
It was Chrisette Michelle.
It was.
Oh my god.
She said, "Look, if I had been too afraid of looking stupid, she wouldn't have performed for Trump."
And that boss.
And now look at her. Look at her career. Amazing, amazing, groundbreaking.
Not afraid to reference Perry Hilson or not.
Real quick, did y'all live for Lady Gaga's look?
I honestly am here for it.
I kind of am too.
If she comes back and if she's sickening again, then I'm down for it. If she gives us a moment like Bad Romance or Alejandro,
yes.
And I'm not,
I
listen.
cannot
And,
be with you anymore.
Alejandro.
and listen, I want to be honest. I was a hater back then.
Yeah.
But now looking at kind of pop culture in the last couple of years, I'm just like, okay, wait, I have to admit that was a moment.
That was a moment.
That was a fucking moment.
She
And
had
she
a
needs
moment.
to give us more moments.
Thank you guys for recognizing Mother Month.
Oh,
God.
Okay. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, y'all. So we're back. Usually we do male of color, but in honor of us all being together
In the same studio at the same time.
in the same room. Wow,
A concept.
a concept.
It's been 84 years.
and I could still smell the fresh paint. The sheets had never been slept in. The china had never been used. Titanic was called the Ship of Dreams, and it was. It really was.
Oh.
Da-na-na-na. And then the ship like turns from like ice to like the big ship. Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Can I say something that's kind of messed up
What?
about? I didn't say this, but I'm repeating what someone else
Oh,
said.
okay. What did someone else say?
No,
What I
I-
had heard.
No, I really didn't say this. A family member of mine said this.
what did she say?
They had said, I love that you said she because it was. They had said that that they laughed at the Titanic, and I said why, and they were like, it's reparations, and I said.
Oh, no.
Black people
They said a
died.
bunch of white people on the ship, and I said,
Black and Chinese people died on that ship.
But
They
was
just
it
didn't show it in the movie.
Oh, okay.
No, the majority of it was white people.
Oh, okay. That's rude. Why didn't they show a movie? Rude.
Exactly. Race in Hollywood.
Wow.
Check out my
Wow, James Cameron. Wow.
check out my short documentary on
Well,
YouTube.
you know, Billy Zane is like a quarter Asian.
Is he really?
so is Emma
Oh,
Stone.
no, I-
Stupid.
Yeah, Emma Stone. but
Him
she
and
wasn't
Emma
in
Stone
it.
might be related.
But yeah, so oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, well, Baze and Renee, now that you're back in Los Angeles,
Uh huh.
how has it been?
¿Qué pasó? Renee's only been talking to us in Spanish.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Agreed.
No, who wants to go first? Someone go first.
We had a slumber party.
We did.
A slumber
party.
Oh, which I want to thank you guys for letting me watch Lady Gaga music videos. Thank you for recognizing again, before you cut me off in the last segment, that she had some moment, and we all agreed she had some moments. So
I
thank you.
guess.
John has been an amazing host.
He really has.
By the way, she's been like taking us to eat. She's been taking us to the beach. She
been
let
our
us.
nurse.
She let us be sleep in her bed with puppies.
Mm-hmm. Real puppies.
Real pups.
Yes.
I had to sleep on the couch.
It wasn't.
That's because you're a nigger.
Baze.
It was a pup party.
It was.
Oh, no.
The
But
best kind of
actual,
pup party.
but with actual puppies.
Biological pup.
Biological puppies.
And it's just been it's interesting because I think that there's when all four of us are
no.
together, there's kind of like this spark that we have when we're together, and I
Yeah.
think I was a little scared when we came back. I was like, oh shit, like what if it's different? But it's just like it just came back.
Yeah, we
It was
just
here,
clicked.
and we still have it even when we're apart. But it's just like it's different when
Yeah.
we're like physically with each other.
Yeah.
And it has been very, very nice and magical to see everyone's growth.
Yeah.
Baze's ass, especially.
Baze's ass.
Baze's ass is ridiculous.
No.
We were at a dinner, and he turned around and it hit the fucking table. We were like, bitch.
Thank you.
No, but also Baze's like personal growth, and seeing him be a lot more confident, and I think hopefully treating himself the way that he treats those around him, because he's very kind to everybody,
Yes,
and he's
you
very affirming. And I have to say, Baze is one of the
Just
people.
call me a nigger.
And I have to say that Baze is like one of the people that like always makes sure to stop and like try to like, you know, talk to me to like make me feel good about myself. So I really appreciate his presence. Yeah.
Oh, Baze.
Well,
Well, fuck me and John's drag. So
No.
no, I'm joking.
This
I'm
is
joking.
about the out of
I know, I'm
towners.
joking.
Do you want to go next?
No, you.
Oh,
You're
okay. Yeah, so I was like, I've been looking forward to this so much for so long. Like, I was like, I'm going to be back in LA. And I actually have been romanticizing LA a little bit in my head. Being in New York during the winter, I was like, oh my God, I just miss LA. Like, I miss the 405. I want to be in traffic. And I'd be on the train with somebody's crotch in my face, and I'm just like, bitch, I miss being in the solitude of my car and on the freeway. And I being back here, I realize I hate the freeway still. Gas is ridiculous. I don't miss having a car at all, and the responsibilities that come with the car. I realized how much I missed you guys. I mean, I knew I missed you guys, but like it wasn't until like I saw John get out of his car and like come over to me and then she was like, "Oh, I have a surprise for you." And I get to the car, and Renee is sitting in there. Reenie, and we're surprising. We're gonna surprise Rakeem, so we can't post on social media. So like, I didn't post at the airport. I didn't post like on the way to the airport.
So terrible, you guys.
I know you guys know how I love an Instagram story. So you know how I'm Insta-gay light.
Insta-gay light.
Diet Insta-gay.
Diet Insta-gay.
But yeah, so it just was, I don't know, it was just really great seeing him. And then when we got to Rakeem's, we surprised him, and John walked in first, and then me and Renee walked into the gallery, and like Rakeem just and ran over, and like and we took pictures, and it was just like we were hanging out and just laughing. Like it was just like nothing had ever changed. And it was also just really good to see like Renee. I like seeing your growth has been like amazing too, because you seem like you said you like passed all your classes, and you're
for the first time ever.
Yeah, and you're doing, but that's good.
That's an accomplishment.
That's an accomplishment.
Oh.
You know, you're super focused on what you're doing, and you're dealing with a lot, but you're still like handling it all.
Yeah,
and like that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love you. Seeing John like going out, and not just going out in a look, but going out to like these very like homogenous gay spaces and being like, I'm just gonna show up, I'm gonna look like this. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be nervous. You know what I mean? I may be a little uncomfortable, but I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna invade the space
and be the one that really stands out.
Exactly. And she was, and she always is. John is always the one that like stands out. Everybody else, and that's another thing I didn't remember about LA. Like in New York, like it feels like people are like always trying to be different, and in that trying to be different, a lot of people end up looking the same. But you walk into like a party here in Hollywood, and it's like everyone actually looks the same. Like everyone actually has the same haircut, and everyone actually has the same sleeves.
Yeah, and the same
tattoo sleeves,
the same top from Zara and H&M.
And even though I shop at both, and ASOS too, girl. I shop at all of them. But you know what? Everyone looks exactly the same. They put their pieces together the exact same. And it's just like, and they're all wearing the same Speedo, the same brand. It's all Mr. Turk or
oh my God.
Stop. What? There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like it's the uniformity of it. That's like, it was kind of jarring.
The uniformity.
The uniformity was jarring for me to see, because I think that I like was like, oh, I can't wait to like be in LA and be in that scene again. And I think that's part of why I was so excited to be in like the sceney places this weekend. And I also just realized like, wow, like I miss LA, and I miss like you guys, and I miss like I'm gonna miss a lot of the people I got to meet this weekend, but I don't miss being gay in LA at all. Yeah, and I'm so excited to go back for that reason. And I don't know. And Rakeem, like, girl, like, you're just doing so many things, and so many things you can't talk about because you signed NDAs, and she can't announce certain projects yet. But you're doing so many things, and you're just, I mean, as always, you're just constantly staying busy.
Thank you.
And I find your work ethic amazing. And it's been inspiring me, because New York has definitely made me more of a, I don't want to say a workaholic, because I'm still lazy, but like I feel like that hustle in New York has just like made me like I'm always like just trying to make sure that I'm doing something.
And we talked about it in the car too. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you have been having a good time.
I had a really good weekend. Like, actually, my favorite part of the weekend though, like we went out, we did the club thing. My favorite part of the weekend was the slumber party we had last night. We all just like cute. Cuddled up on the couch and like watched Lady Gaga music videos.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Azalea Banks too.
And Shea Coulee.
Yes, and Shea Coulee. Ooh.
Oh, that's another moment.
That's another topic for another day.
For another day.
But yeah, I don't know. I just love you guys, and I feel like our energy, just seeing it like mesh again, is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I would like to say that our relationship is very public, so thank you to everyone who's been rooting for us too.
I know people are so excited for us to be together.
Right. Like, people were sending us messages like, oh, like, this cleared my skin and shit. Like, bitch, let it clear mine.
So, thank you everyone who's helped fill our cups, because it was empty for a bit, or not empty, but not as full.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's really nice to feel that other people are supporting us. So thank you everyone who's reached out and be like, it's so good to see you guys together, because not only do we feel it for each other, but it's nice to know that other people, like, I haven't been this public about relationships since, like, my actual boyfriends. So when I'm posting pictures of us, people are, like, just as supportive. And it's good to know that people will support you and your friends, not prioritize, like, a relationship, you know?
What I've noticed, and because I know the majority of, like, our biggest concentration of listeners is in LA. What I've noticed is that I especially being out here, I feel like people are lonely. And I feel like a lot of people are lonely, even in big groups of people, and big, large groups of people. No, I do. I feel like a lot of people are in the scene. They have a lot of, friends, and they're pictured with a lot of people. But I think that a lot of people are genuinely lonely, because I don't think that a lot of them have actual friends that they can, like, count on and trust to not, like, screw them over. And I've noticed
LA is very, like, hangout. You have hangout friends.
Exactly.
But you don't have a lot of, like...
And I've noticed the way that, like, I've seen people kind of look at us, and even the way that people have spoken to us, and it's just, like, made me feel so appreciative of you guys, because I do love and I do trust you guys, and I wouldn't ever, like, throw that away for just any old reason. And I think that people, like, gravitate to that so much, and I think a lot of people in LA especially is because a lot of people just don't get to have that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Because the gays are trash. We're great, but we're also trash.
Agree.
All
Yeah,
right.
so that's all I have to say.
John?
That's it. I'm good.
Rini?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, looking like Trey. Look at her and her mesh. You go be great in your mesh.
Well, I'll quickly say, because I guess I'm the only one who hasn't gone, I guess, or said something. No, I mean, it's been great, and it's been kind of surreal, because it didn't really hit me until after you left my job. Because, like, when you came in, like, John came in and was like, I'm about to go pick up Bass from the airport. And I was like, and I was in my head, I was like, why the fuck would you not, like, I was like, why would you come and tell me that?
A surprise, honey.
Like, he was like, I'm stopping by. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. You might have Bass with him. And then when he walked in by himself, I'm like, oh, fuck this bitch. But I was also like, okay, I'm really excited to see John too. And then when they came through.
That was a good save. Thank you, Ricky.
Yeah. It was like, I don't know. I actually, like, tried really hard not to cry when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this week has been interesting for me but I'm also proud of myself in that, like, you guys went to a lot of, like, club stuff that I didn't really feel comfortable going to.
That's some of the growth that I appreciated, because you did try to force yourself a little bit, but then when you couldn't, you just like,
Yeah.
I can't do this.
And I know that you guys took it as like this is just something he's not, like, and it was really nice to not, like, get in, like, arguments or anything like that too. And actually I was a little bit worried, because our friendship is so public. Like, I didn't want people to, like, be like, oh, well, where's Raheem at? And blah, 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 blah. And, like, all
And
this
they
shit.
were, but they knew and understood that this is not your space.
Yeah. So when we did, like, today at the beach was, like, amazing, and for very multiple reasons. And,
Wow.
and yeah, and the summer party was amazing, and just getting to talk with y'all and, like, doing, shoots with you guys. And, like, I love that you guys allowed me to get what I love to do and have you guys be part of it. Like, it's actually some of, like, like, the art that we do for the show is actually some of my favorite pictures that I've taken. Just because they just mean so much. And, the fact that you guys are so supportive of all of that, and you're supportive of the fact that I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing this. And you were like, cool. Like, that was, I don't know. It just seems like all of us in the last year have kind of, like, come into who we are a bit more. And sometimes it's nerve-wracking, because you feel like when you come together, you don't know how, like, the growth is going to mesh. But I really do feel like we're just stronger and better versions of, well,
Mesh.
y'all are dumb. Renee's wearing a mesh shirt. But, but I think I think we all come together and we mesh well. And I wouldn't really trade it for anything. And so
I'm like,
this turned into a honey roast.
It did. But I honestly, like, this weekend I've seen so much stuff.
Yeah.
That has, like, reminded me of, like, the fakeness of a lot of people in LA, and it's, like, really
the fakeness is real.
The fakeness is very real, and it's, like, made me, like, really appreciate
the people
you
are
guys.
real. The fakeness is real. This is Judge Judy.
Oh my god.
But yeah. Sorry, Renee, were you gonna say something?
No. Well, just really quickly, I just wanted to say that I feel like I'm seeing growth from Rakeem as well, and I feel like Rakeem seems, I don't know, you just seem like happier with yourself, and just like just like I don't know,
We're confident.
Yeah, confident, and there's like a bit of a more like interesting glow coming from you. So
You look like you're coming into your cunt.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that word! I've never said that word in my life.
And then just
That's okay.
and then just really quickly as well, like it's been really inspiring to go out with John.
You guys.
and see her like, yeah, I just think about like when I first was going out with John and like hanging out and like the difference between when we first met and like going out with you now and like seeing, it just seems like you really are living your life and like glowing and like loving yourself, and that's really inspiring, and like and I'm just like super proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Same.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that honey roast.
God, that was so
Yay.
sickeningly sweet. Let's get out of
All
here.
right.
Okay, so lastly, you can find us again at Twitter on Trash or Color, everywhere else at Podcast of Color. And do you guys have any shout outs you need to do this week?
Yes. So, if you are in the Los Angeles area, you can come through to the Grove for Mark Oshiro's Anger's a Gift launch in LA. It's gonna be lit. All of us are gonna be there. So remember the Grove at 7:00. The Barnes and Noble is at the Grove.
It's
at 7
today.
o'clock. Well, it will be today, right?
When
guys
you're
hear this.
listening to this, it'll be today.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I was going to say, when you listen to this episode, it'll be Tuesday. What is it, June?
It'll be today.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, yes, this Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, Mark is having an event in Oakland at noon, and then an event at in San Francisco at 7. I don't remember all the details on that one, so I would go to margoshiro.com to find out how you can get to those locations.
Will you be at either of those?
I won't. I'm going
okay.
back to New York after tomorrow. But
All four of us will be at the Grove today.
yes, all 4 of us will be at the Grove today. So please come through and support your girl and your girl's man.
Also, I have 2 quick things. One of them, I don't know if I should say because it's not out yet, but it should be out by the time this comes out, so I'll wait. But one of them is I'll say it at the end. So one of them is this Saturday, June 2nd. I'm going to be at the South Bay LGBT Center because I'm gonna have a piece or two in their art show. They're honoring like 9 queer artists, and I'm gonna be one of them. I have to like rush and get the print there, but so that's going to be happening. And then the other thing is I got to photograph let me not say his name wrong. Talk amongst yourselves while I get this.
Hi, how you doing, girl? Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So I got to I know his,
Hermione voguing.
Yes.
oh, a moment.
Legend.
I got to photograph Jabuki Young White, who is the he's a writer on Big Mouth, which is that show that everyone watches on Netflix.
I love that show. It's so funny.
Yeah, and like
Isn't he also a stand-up
and he's
comedian?
a stand-up comedian,
Yeah.
and I got to photograph him for this magazine called Mask Magazine. So it should be out today. If not, it'll be out tomorrow. But yeah, so
Come on the show, Jabuki.
Oh, well,
oh.
that's the invite.
Yeah.
the invite is open.
It's an invite.
It's an invite. But yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
Doors
Oh.
unlocked.
wow.
Lube,
Okay.
Doors unlocked and lubed up.
Hosting.
Face down, ass up.
Okay. Anyway, so with that, we're gonna go, and we'll see y'all next week, and we won't be recording in
I know.
person. Oh my god.
We'll be back in our respective homes. Okay.
All right.
I love you guys.
Love you too. Bye.
This podcast is executively produced by Aaliyah J. Daniels, LaShawn McGee, Damian Pelliccioni, Christopher Rodriguez, John Kagandahan, Hakeem Cunningham, Baze White, and Renee Hernandez.